Out come the dice, gentlemen. You know what that means. Star Wars Dawn of Defiance, The Traitor's Gambit. Welcome to another exciting week here at Mongers, where we are traveling the space lanes of Saga Edition Star Wars. That's right, the edition everyone hates. The one that they all say is broken, but you know what? It's the only edition that has Dawn of Defiance, where we get to start a rebellion. Tonight, to quickly recap our story so far, let us go to the galaxy map. In the core worlds, in the intersection of the space lanes, the Hyderian Way, and the Prelenium trade route, sits the world of Brental, a red dust planet with two large northern and southern polar caps, making the entire planet look like a great big lollipop. In orbit around this planet are many space stations, and the noble families that occupy this planet of 6 billion odd people that lives in caverns and crevices have capitalized on the trade routes because they are quite literally, the center of the universe. And so much trade goes through here. Our story begins on one of the older, broken down space stations. A space station called Zensal Station, one of the old XQ-2 space platforms that are in orbit around Brental. Now, our heroes, who met on planet, landing on a space platform, only being harassed by a single Imperial agent, they noticed that if they were playing an alien, their treatment was quite different than the regular humans in the party. Later, while wandering the promenade, a lady in distress, wounded, came staggering into their midst. When two Imperial sympathizers moved to intercept this poor maid in distress, what did our heroes do? Well, they pulled out their guns, of course, and shot the entire place up. But luckily there were not a lot of civilians around to get wounded, so their targets were mostly Imperial sympathizers. Unbeknownst to them, a Force user serendipitously joined the group and single-handedly immobilized and killed two stormtroopers using powers of the Force. Perhaps the Imperial Army have a CSI unit, but for now, the heroes that they are, took the poor woman back to her quarters and learned of a very valuable cargo that this Alderian security agent had smuggled aboard the station, offering them credits, the motivator of all players in this game. Our players agreed to aid Maya, the Alderian security agent, and help her locate this cargo. We go now to the players who had returned to the promenade and try to acquire the services of the local privately owned med lab and to meet new and interesting people that could possibly help them. Now, our story takes place only 3 months after Order 66 was given after Episode 3, so anyone that's Jedi trained or Force alternate tradition trained, they're lying low, hiding under some guise, as our current Force user is today. The party, unaware of his powers, have yet to realize the large target that might be painted on their back, allowing this member into their group. But the open-minded members that they are always up to gaining more credits. Helping people in the galaxy. And we go now to the DM's most pertinent question. So, where did I leave you? So you turn.
Approach the table with my best nice guy smile.
Okay. A couple steps towards the table, the young Syrian that was on the bus guitar case and all, pops up from his table and crosses the room and meets up with you. And he says,
"Hey, I saw you out there earlier. How's the girl?"
I stop. Kind of turn into the guy.
Okay. Like quietly? You mean like head down quietly? Because the guy just like rolls right up on you in the middle of the room and starts asking.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I'll kind of like lead him over to a more private.
Okay.
Spill the drinks. What girl would you be inquiring about?
Half dead.
Oh.
To the Imperial stormtroopers, or the recruits.
Yeah, those guys. I think they shot each other in the head or something. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
She's doing okay. We found a doctor and he's now.
Good.
My name's Rahal. I didn't catch your name. I extend my hand out.
Pozer.
Set a drink down first. Shake his hand. Pleasure to meet you, Pozer. Yeah, she's doing just fine. Now, if you'll excuse me, I got some friends to talk to, but feel free to join my friend Merrick at the table there and introduce yourself to him.
All right.
Now, pick up the drink and head on towards the potential contacts.
Now, Matt just gave us a great way of nudging in character a metagame without actually metagaming. That's what I want to see. Like, oh yeah, I got shot in the head. I have no idea what's going on. Just sort of representing to the audience what's happening and his character's ignorance of it. That's great. I want to see more of that. We'll make it 30 XP, Matt.
Oh, that's great.
So, Merrick, are you happy to sit here on Overwatch and just protect your guy from afar, or do you want to join him?
Well, depends. Have I gotten a drink yet?
Yep. You guys have already been drinking when Brawl decided to get up and talk to somebody directly.
Yeah, we drank and we had a meal.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, totally planned to this point. Overwatch, heavy Overwatch. Like an eagle watching over his field.
Okay. So you see this go down. You see the young man get up and bolt for Raul, and Raul handles him and brings him to a side table for a minute, quick conversation. And then, sorry, Raul, you ended up where?
Well, where's the bar? I'm assuming it's the horseshoe thing in the middle?
Yes.
Okay, so and where are the guys sitting?
Up in
Is that this guy back here?
Yeah, up in the corner.
So I was at the bar. I would have been here. He would have contacted me. I would have pulled him to the table over here to have the discussion.
Okay.
Quick.
Looking back at Merrick, he just gives you that, somebody lifts their chin, like, yep, acknowledging what you're doing, but it's all good. And he watches the entire room, like some kind of predatory avian creature watching the open landscape. You got to keep, so many worlds, so many creatures. You got to keep this generic, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So and like I said, I'll give the nod to Merrick and angle my head over to Pozer and then grab the drinks and make my way up to people.
Okay. So what's Pozer doing? You dragging him along?
No, I told him to go sit with Merrick.
Head over and talk to Merrick.
Oh, okay. All right. So Raul, you head over, 2 drinks.
Sure. And I'll walk up to the table. Good evening, gentlemen. And I'll set their drinks down.
Okay.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Rahal Obelrace. I'm here on behalf of a mutual friend who has run into a little bit of trouble on the way here.
They're just looking at you.
I believe you know her by the name Maya.
They look at each other, back at you. Suppose we do. What of it?
Well, she sent me here on her behalf to make the acquaintance of a gentleman who goes by the moniker of Switch. Perhaps you, kind gentlemen, could aid me in this.
She was supposed to come. How come she ain't here?
A little hard to move about when you got a couple blaster holes in your abdomen. Ran into a couple hard heads out in the corridor, and she ain't exactly in the state to be moving around.
That was her? Killed the troopers?
Unfortunately.
Bringing the heat down on us all?
I didn't see no troopers get killed. I thought they killed themselves.
All right. Well, we don't know nothing about no Maya, no girl, and no stormtroopers. No shooting, nothing. And while one's talking, the other one's scribbling something down on a napkin and pushes it towards you.
Yeah, I didn't think so, but I just figured I had to ask, and I pick up the napkin.
Okay.
You gentlemen enjoy your drinks. nod to them and then head back to the table with Merrick and...
Pozer,
Yes.
a moment with Merrick before Rahal comes back. Pozer, you're almost hesitant to interrupt the man as he's mulling happily to himself.
This is a good drink. Oh, this is good. It has been a long time since I have had a moment with a drink like this.
Pozer just kind of slides into the chair, setting down his bag and his case, both between his legs. It's been a while since he's had a good drink.
Okay. Go ahead, Merrick. The young gentleman joins you.
Do you have cigarette?
Sorry, no, I prefer to keep my body clean.
So they're getting along great. So you guys just wait out here. Nothing to say. The conversation runs dry. Finally, Rawl, the center of our universe now, comes out.
Nuts.
What?
Nuts. Pass me the nuts. They're over there.
The what? Sorry, I cannot...
Nuts.
Oh,
And Merrick points over to, the complimentary biscuit drive. He thinks they're nuts. There might be bread rations. They're crunchy and they're dry.
The bar peanuts.
Pozer's eyebrow kind of raises up. Oh! Okay, and then he slides you the platter.
Sorry.
Yeah, thank you. You're a good man.
The name's Pozer.
I am Merrick.
But yeah, so how do you know Rahal over there?
He hired me a while ago. I am still under contract.
Interesting.
How do you know Ral?
Well, I know him as well as I know you, and that's just what I saw in the hallway earlier.
Interesting.
So, Rawl, returning to the table.
Yeah, so I get back to the table, take a spot in beside Merrick, kind of lean in towards him, raise an eyebrow. So, if you don't mind me asking, why are you inquiring after our mutual female friend in the hall there?
I was concerned about our mutual friend and whether it was or her condition was caused by the Imperials or not.
Well, I guess it's probably safe to say that it was. And you don't seem to be the sort of type of person that would be asking this question of the Imperials, are you?
I have no quarrels with what happened to those Imperials. What you and a good colleague here did to them.
Good to know. Good to know. Anyways, my friend, me and Merrick here, we gotta make tracks. We got some things we gotta do. Perhaps you'd like to accompany us. We'll introduce you to her directly.
And the lady's okay with it. I would very much appreciate that.
And I'll take a second, duck my head down, and relay into comms to the good doctor.
Okay.
Ask Leth. Just letting you know, we've picked up someone who might be able to aid us in our cause. He looks like an entertaining fellow. Just the kind of guy I like to keep company with. Just wanted to give you a heads up and let you know we've established contact, at least I think we have, with this witch individual. How's things going with you in the medical bay?
Now, Jay, before you answer,
Thank you for that.
Sorry, I need you in the right frame of mind. So I need your whole rant to the doctor before these guys cut in and you know what I mean, and then interrupt you. Sorry to cut you off there, but before you answer Matt's question, I want to hear you intimidate. I want to see the rolls, and then I'm going to cue you for Matt cutting in, and you can jump on the mic and go, "I'm fine," or freak out, or whatever you want to do. Because
Okay, first I want to declare that I would like to use a force point here.
okay. Burn it a force. So now let me just have a look here. I've got Merrick's down a destiny point and a force point, and that's it. That's the only point burners I've got.
Well spent.
Yep, but just so I'm clear, did anyone else burn force points before we get to Ascaleth?
I burned a destiny point as well.
To turn a crit sour, right?
To turn a crit, yeah. Yeah, and it would have killed me if I didn't, so I'm very glad I did that.
It's all well spent.
Whenever you're ready, sir.
Look, Doctor, what was your name again? As a practitioner of medicine, we took an oath to aid those in need. Do you honestly believe I would ask for a rush room for a patient suffering from severe burns and hypovolemia? and simply accept that because it is a minor inconvenience at the most towards your business, my patient should wait in a semi-conscious state, risking infection that would result in more difficulties in using your facilities for multiple days on end while you remember your own responsibilities. Actually, perhaps that is your goal? My patient gets infected, and as a result, I, the physician actually helping my patient, need to buy more of your materials. Are you honestly planning on selling out your integrity for the sake of extra credits from an honest doctor doing honest work? How disappointing.
That was good. Just writing this down in here. I liked how you added terms, like medical terms that you either made up or stole. So I need a intimidation roll, which is what, persuasion? Comes under persuasion?
Yeah, I think so.
22. There you go.
And then I was going to use a force point as well, but...
If you get DC 25 with that force point, I'll totally make her cave in. So let's have a D6.
With a force point, 26.
26. To persuade her. She's like...
Yes. I'm sorry, Doctor. Of course, you're right. I'll reschedule immediately.
That will suffice. I will return with the patient as soon as I can.
I love this guy. All right. So, continuing on, having your first level character here, there's 101 reasons for anyone to be here, so it's easy to be on the station. Easy backstory, we'll get into that later. This particular station, though Imperial occupied, has rather low security and it's rather beaten down. There's entire sections of the station that are unsuitable for occupation, as well as under heavy repairs as this old rusty station begins to fall apart. You've noticed, though, a lot of the aliens that actually dwell here have been sort of, their living quarters and everything have been cordoned off, and they've been herded off to the subsections. It's not like they're not allowed on the promenade, but, you know, it's certainly discouraged at every turn. Some of the business owners are alien or near human, but they have to put up with Imperial bribes or, you know, still Imperial sympathizers turning away their business in favor of regular humans and Corellians and that kind of thing. Gentlemen, or should I say, let's go back to Leth. Turning on your heel, exiting the place, you believe you have acquired the medical facilities that the gentleman needed, and you guys were supposed to meet up somewhere, or do you just call them on the comms?
Yeah, I would call them on the comms.
Okay.
See what's going on. Hello, this is Leth.
Rahal here, I read you.
I've just about finished up with my task. Where can I meet you?
We made contact with the folks we were supposed to meet. What do you say we rendezvous back at Mayor's quarters and take it from there?
Fair enough. There are some things that Arthur and I need to take care of as well, so we will meet you there.
Yeah, we got a few drinks to finish ourselves, so we'll see you shortly.
So you head back to Maya's apartment to deal with the patient, or get her ready to move so that you guys can bring her down here and heal her up?
Yes. First, I would then wonder, though, quickly, what would be involved in... Actually, no, I suppose we'd have to go back and check and ask her what the status of her papers would be.
Yeah, you guys might actually have to come up with some fake documents. If she's wanted by Imperials, unless you can smuggle her here into this medical facility under a false name or whatever.
Well, that was the plan. See if I could possibly doctor some of the papers for her a bit, or figure out another way to get her in.
I believe that comes under good old deception. Actually, like making a physical or like pulling off bureaucracy, having knowledge bureaucracy, then pulling them off with some deception, as it were. Forging documents.
It depends.
Yeah.
There's two types of documents you need to forge. There are normal documents, and then there are computer documents.
This would be ID, which we could fake through a computer document, have a data pad that has her registry number or something on it, and, you know, a photo. And because in this overly technicalized world, I'm assuming you guys identify yourselves through a data pad. No one has like a card that It's no good as soon as you like leave off-world, go to another planet, and they're like, what kind of card is that? Well, it's my Zenith card. I'm a club member. It's worth Republic credits. And I'm like, well, that's nice. So there has to be some sort of universal system on the HoloNet, I'm thinking, to, ID people, like a face recognition or something. So you guys might need to either slice into an existing HoloNet and sort of change data that's on her, or do something just to disguise the patient and say she's got no papers and just pay through the nose to get her in. You know what I mean? The facility that you hit up is privately owned. No stormtroopers on site. There's no Imperial sympathizers on site. There's a woman trying to run even though you're paying through the nose for everything, it's privately owned. So once you get her on site, unless the Imperials decide to search the place for her, but luckily for you, the only people who have seen her wounded are dead. And the people that wounded her, if she ran off, probably aren't so sure that she's wounded. And so far, you guys have gone 20 minutes to an hour, and there's no alarms going off. There's no stormtroopers, going cantina. None of that yet.
Okay, well, I guess first step then would be to go find out what's on her person for papers, that kind of thing. So I guess heading back to the room.
And since your astromech buddy, Arthur, R4, is our resident slicer now, the two of you sort of have the knowledge skill base to alter these documents without the other guy's help. So if you want to head back to her room and start working on that till the guys come and help you move her, because you got to buy an hour for the doc to prep the room, right?
That sounds good.
Okay, so seeing to the patient, another treat injury, and when we get to that hour mark or whatever, I'll hit you up for the rolls, or we'll just wait. You do it, and then when the actual documents are scrutinized, then I'll have you roll and see how they hold up under scrutiny. Because no one's going to roll a 2 and go, oh yeah, these papers are great. I try to, I try and show them off, right? You think they're good. You're going to get the okay from the droid and the whole bit. So it's only when they come under scrutiny that you really probably need to roll that static roll against anyone's perception to visualize. You're not going to have to roll rolls every time somebody looks at this document. Like when we come to the first one, we'll do 1, we'll write that number down, and that's how good this document holds up. So he's off doing that, which brings us back to the cantina. What were you gentlemen discussing when we last left it off?
We were just making introductions. I had made contact with I can't remember their name. Mm-hmm. Got it somewhere here, I'm sure.
Pozer Sham?
We had made contact with Pozer Sham, but I'd also made contact with Switch. Yes, that's right.
Yes. Maya told you that she was in contact with a gangster named Switch, and he had her cargo and knew where it was. He had arranged to smuggle it on board, so only he knows where it is, and we've got to find him. And she missed her meeting, fell into your lap, as it were, and now you guys are, how shall we say, trying to pick up the pieces of the deal. Because you met with the 2 gangsters that were supposed to meet with her. She gave you enough information to prove that you're working with her, or for her at the moment. They went on their merry way, and the gangsters gave you a piece of paper.
Yes, what does the piece of paper say?
Wouldn't you like to know? I shall put it in chat, and you can read it aloud. It says this.
Okay. So I'll sit back down, give a smile to Pozer, and kind of lean towards him and say, just give me and my companion here a second. We have something we need to discuss. And then I'll kind of stand on the seat so I can whisper in Merrick's ear.
Okay.
The note says deep storage bay, V14. I'm guessing that's where they're keeping the cargo.
Do you think we should go visit the deep storage containers?
I think that's a great idea. A great idea. But maybe we should talk to Maya first.
Indeed. I don't like having out multiple contracts at one time.
Rightio. So back to our new friend here. Then I sit back down and give him a level look.
The DM's making secret rolls. Doodah. Oh, sorry. Pray continue.
I sit down and I give Pozer Sham a level look across the table, drink in hand. So, I get the feeling that you're of like mind in the dealings with the Empires.
Yes.
He's very
Well, in
chatty.
this day and age,
Can't shut him
well, in
off.
this day and age, you can never have too many friends who are the enemy of your enemy, so to speak. Me and my companion here, we got to go check something out real quick. I don't know if maybe you'd be interested in coming for the ride. I see that case you got over there. Maybe you could aid us with a little bit of distraction.
I wouldn't say distraction is my forte, but sticking it to the Imperials is. So, I'm in.
Give Merrick an elbow. What do you think? Birds of a feather, or am I off base?
Wow, that is stereotypical, but I think you're accurate.
So it's great to earn some extra credits and mix it up with the local politics. But if you guys got to bail or run anywhere, you've got no ship. You've got nowhere to run. You need a pilot, a ship. You guys have already killed people in the station, and assuming you get this cargo, you guys know you're going to need to move.
So I'll just I'll nod to Merrick.
You! Do you know how to fly ship?
Yes.
Oh, do you have ship?
Let me ask you a more refined question. Do you like credits?
Yes.
All right, now we're speaking my language. All right, well, we'll discuss terms later.
So, back outside, did you guys head on out or you just step outside for a cigarette?
Gentlemen, shall we? And I just kind of walk in front of them, doing my Travolta strut.
Oh, yes.
Back to Maya's quarters.
Did we ever check our duffel bag?
No, we haven't done that yet. I think this is probably where we're going to get to right now as we formulate our plan to...
I've been hauling this around for a long time now.
It's never left his side or his ankle. Carries it like a baby. You'll find out why. So, you guys head back to Maya's room.
Yes.
Where you find our doctor looking over the patient and the droid and the doctor looking through her personal data pad with her help. Poke, poke. I need the codes. What? Gets the droid to slice into the data pad and then start falsifying documents. Do you have the stats on the astromech? Did we?
Yeah, hold on.
I meant to actually make a sheet for him, but my week has gotten away from me.
Me too. Video games.
If Jay or myself has time this week, I'm going to post Arthur the sheet. And
I believe we were using Threats to the Galaxy, page 137.
Okay. I scribbled down some notes, and now I've conveniently lost them. I lost my Star Wars pages. I'm very upset. What I did with it? Flip the page and they're gone. Anyway, Arthur here, R4, I would put him under Jay's command as the lackey, and we'll fill that guy in later. So, if you want to call up R4, because he's your cohort. He's played by me, but he's controlled by you. Just for fun, I'll let you have it, let you do his skill rolls, kind of thing. Can you go to that page, and we'll check out his computer use, which I believe is plus 15. He's huge. They're huge with mechanics. And so while we're working on this, getting ready for those last-minute rolls, Rawl and Posse, come in, and Doctor, some new faces. New people for you to ignore and be arrogant with. All right.
I'll make introductions. I'll introduce Pozer.
Okay.
As a like-minded individual. And I'll also take a moment to relay my contacts with Maya about Deep Storage Bay V14.
Okay.
I'm surprised I've regained consciousness without surgery, but I'm surprised that they gave you the name of the cargo bay where it's stored. Did you meet with Switch already?
No, I just relayed the information and they passed it on.
I'm assuming you might have failed DM's social science role about how people think, tipping you off. Perhaps it's a setup, or you might want to find out more about the bay.
And she passes out.
Well, it's a good idea.
Our NPC's great. They're always, filling in those secret DM roles and all those things that you need to know.
What's that? Knowledge tactics roll. Gladly.
Convenient.
He's got one skill. He uses it for everything. I've seen that before in a podcast.
So I'll
Sorry, I'm just trying to track down this book here, and
I'll ask if he can get Arthur to give us the layout for the cargo bay. Entrances, exits. Is there an airlock?
Cameras,
all that fun stuff. Security. I'll sit down with Merrick and tell him. Maya seems to think this may be some sort of a trap, and I'm inclined to agree with her. Something seems fishy.
Indeed, the information seems to have come too easily.
Can say that again.
Why? I already said it once.
Oh, Merrick.
So, Dr. Leth.
Yes.
Does anyone else here speak binary besides the doctor? He's the only one that can actually understand the droid's beeps and boops. It's the binary language, right? Just to be sure.
I don't think Merrick's much of a linguist.
Okay. Raul comes in and introduces Pozer, and the droid's doing his work and takes note of the three men and starts beeping and bopping towards the doctor. He says this.
What do you mean if you've got a bad feeling about something? Of course. Yes, that is exactly what we've been saying so far.
Anyway, he goes back to work. So, continuing on, in Maya's room, the doctor and the droid continue to work on the data pad, and then, Raul asks the droid to do something else?
Yes, I would like...
layouts of... You want to know where this
layouts
bay is?
of the deep storage bay, if there's a camera feed, if there's an airlock.
Okay. All right. So, finishing his computer use to break into Maya's system, to alter documents, Maya is now Aya, a mechanic that works on the station. And now you want him to find out some info on Bay...
Deep Storage Bay V14.
Right. Well. Okay. He tells you...
Quarantine.
Now, I've got this conversation going open so you can all read it. So even though we'll have the doctor sort of, do the one-sided conversation, at least the players get an idea of what he's,
Interesting. Is there any information onto why it's been quarantined? Well, that might be a problem, but we'll have to deal with that when we get there. Without any information as to why it's been quarantined, I guess that would leave us with the original question of, is it possible to project some of the schematics of the room, of the area?
So quarantine. Not sure why. Station managers put it on and kept it on. It's in the lower subsections. He does find out where it is compared to you guys. It's several levels down, as it were, but it's not, overly hard to get to. And your proverbial hour is up. So the question now is, do we want to go for the bay? Do we want to go and take Aya and her false documents to the doctor? Or are we going to split the party?
Well, I think we should take Aya to the bay, or to the medical bay. I think that should be first order of business, because if we can get her recovered, that's an extra body to go in, and maybe she can make contact with whoever. I don't know, what do you think the time frame would be to get her healed and conscious again?
A while. She's pretty much baggage, Doc.
Because regardless, if something goes bad at that bay and we need to bail, if she's being treated, we should wait at the very least till she's done treatment so we can move her.
How good of a surgeon are you? Can you do surgery while jogging?
Yeah, you guys got the hover skid, she's on it, and the doctor's running sideways.
I've actually never tried, but would you like to be a test subject? It could be entertaining.
Oh, nice. Screw the Alderaanian security force. I don't think Alderaan has much of a future in that job, I'm pretty sure.
That's dark.
Oh, yes.
Awesome.
All right. So, she is stable, guys. Like, she's not bleeding out or anything. If we want to make her, like, better, she needs surgery and stuff, and you need the facility. But, if you guys want to get the cargo and then deal with her, or deal with her first and leave her with the doc,
Yeah, we should deal with her first, I think.
The
I still think that's a good
surgery
idea.
itself should take approximately an hour.
Okay, well that'll give us time to clean our weapons and I've got some hit points that I need to recover. And speaking of which, do you recover hit points over time?
If we had a force user, yes. But otherwise, you need to use a med pack, or if you've already used one that day, then you need to sleep for 8 hours.
Yeah,
because maybe we should send her in for surgery. Everybody get their sleep so we're topped up. Because I would hate to, die because of the few hit points I'm missing.
With the section under quarantine, you can assume that something is happening down there, so some form of quicker action would be sufficient.
Now, it has been quarantined for quite some time. Sorry, I forgot to add that. So it's been quarantined for like weeks.
Which very much takes away the sense of urgency, especially if we're probably walking into a trap.
During this time, Merrick wants to try to start tossing through his duffel bag, and he wants to try to count
the credits.
But he's struggling. He's struggling hard because it's not bullets, and he's really good at counting bullets. But this is not bullets.
So you get to like 4, or you get 5 because there's like 5 in an E clip or something.
No, he gets to 5, and then he needs to get to 6, but then he doesn't have a hand to move stuff anymore.
Do you use slug throwers? The actual gun in Star Wars? They call it slug throwers?
No, but that's how he was taught to count in the first place.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It transfers easily over to E-clips, but as soon as he loses a hand to be able to move things around, he's just confounded. I got 6, and then he's stuck because now I need to move things over again, but I don't have a hand to move it. So.
Can I hear that? Can I actually hear a sample of him in the corner counting?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, that's painful. Never mind. So he's struggling in a corner. Rawl and the doctor are discussing their next move. Pozer's hanging out. Now, unlike most Force users that try and stay open, Pozer, you're trying to hide, and you've told me last episode that you try not to use the Force. So you're going with perception rolls, not use the Force, and doing the proverbial ping, reaching out with your senses kind of thing, because that type of thing can be detected by other Force users, and you don't want to know other Force users are listening to you sticking your toe in the proverbial Force metachlorian pond. So you're going to have to actively tell me when you ever use the Force, or there has to be another Force user, like, seriously using the Force for me to go, you sense something, you sense a disturbance, you know what I mean? Because you've pretty much closed yourself off. But some things, if you just get close to them, they are emanating and you sense it, especially when you're in close proximity. But it's going to be a lot closer than you could normally do. Like, let's say something came on the station and you'd be like, I sense a presence, because you were open to it, right? If you close yourself off, then they've got to be, using Force powers to choke and mind bend stormtroopers. Now, if you were
standing beside a holocron?
Yeah. Well, in a couple episodes again in the battle, he did just that. He hung out in the cantina doorway and he was like, what did you do? You Force choked one and then you mind shard the other?
Yep.
He just pretty much melted 2 stormtroopers, and the party who didn't even see it happen were like, oh, they're having a nap. What luck! They fainted.
I'm that good.
they're raw recruits, and
they died out of fear.
Yeah. And don't want to clean the inside of that stormtrooper helmet, let me tell you. And then there is that physical evidence that was left behind that possibly might go up the food chain. But anyway, Pozer, you yourself know the drill. Use Force, move on. So the sooner you get off this station and away from those bodies, the better. And
yeah.
I'd like you to, like I said, how you play your character is up to you. But that sense of urgency connected to the Force, using Force powers and knowing the consequences is there. You can feel it. And there's always that, what's the word I'm looking for? After experiencing using powers just to end someone's life, no matter how few metachlorians they may have in their system, the idea to do it again or possibly go with those aggressive feelings is always a temptation for you that you always have to worry about. But right now, fear of being discovered, and fear could lead to give in, burn through your wisdom, then your character's mine. All right. So we're off to see the doctor, the facility, and our doctor's going to perform surgery. How awesome is that? All right. It's getting to be more like Grey's Anatomy right here. So let us go back in time. No, go back to... Now, is the doc just going in, or are you guys, Rawl and you guys all carrying her in here?
Yeah, that's probably the way we're going to have to do it.
I was also going
drape
to ask
her over the
else?
astromech.
Okay.
No,
sorry.
we'll carry her in.
What was that, Doc?
Is anyone else trained in treat injury?
I am.
Okay, well, some assistance would be helpful.
Okay.
Can I use knowledge tactics to help?
Yes, you can. Considering you guys are on... No, this is... I want to have that roll. Yeah, I'm not going to give this for free. I guess you could take 10 if you wish, but let's have that roll there, Merrick.
Where's the fun in that?
Oh, no.
Natural 20. And he wasted it on this woman. Hope she gets better. Well, tactically speaking, you should have one of your guys at each exit watching for stormtroopers coming, like lookouts. And not like right at the door, but like in strategic positions in the hall so you can see them coming from a while. Get on the comm and say, we got to move her, we got to get out, or do something, you know what I mean? Spread out. Don't be all sitting there in the room like,
all right.
Like the parents in the other room.
Merrick automatically does that, and it seems how he knows that Rawl and Asuka are going to be busy. Pozer, you take a position over there.
Got it.
Okay. And what you guys want the astromech to do?
What are your commands, Master? Doctor? Doctor Master?
Observe and record.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's
record you
very
guys
good.
with the hunted Imperial fugitive. He just backs up and gets a wide shot, right? Tactically speaking, you do not want to be in that recording there, Merrick. You just okay, I record everything, they record the surgery. That is so awesome. This has got to come back on Dr. Leth. He wants
Don't
to
start recording till we're gowned.
No,
We've
yeah,
got
that's
the
what I mean.
face
Like,
mask
you
on
guys
and
are
everything.
gowned, and he's recording the surgery for his own records and his own arrogant career, but, not to mention, like, in the white gown and the white mask, and it's the Dr. Arcadian Akaleth with white hair and white eyes. Just looks like a sheet. This guy looks like a ghost. Creepy. Anyway, sorry.
Would you like some treat injury rolls?
Yes, I would. Actually, surgery, I believe Jay's been reading up on. It does take an hour. And you are going to make an 8 another check. So Rawl needs to hit a DC of 10 to give the proverbial +2 or +5, I think it is, to aid another in the system. So Dr. Leth can rock the patient. 13.
My assistance is useful.
There you go. All right, Doctor. An hour goes by. Let's roll and see if the surgery was a success.
Yeah, well, I mean, when the dice don't like you, the dice don't like you, so...
Yeah. Well, the problem is...
It wasn't a 1, and you get bonuses.
Now, you have a surgical kit and a med bay, so you do get those, Or you can just slide her in the med tank, the doctor's actual... You guys just strip her and throw her in the med back to tank. We're done. Complete success, Record that image of the naked woman floating in the hole. No? What is your treat injury right now, Doc?
I'm at +7.
That's not bad. Plus your tools is another 2, and then 4. Yeah, so you're competent. No one on this television program broadcast is going directly to the holonet, thanks to Arthur's Wi-Fi that you paid for.
He's live streaming.
It's live streaming to the holonet.
It keeps the recording for, as far as I know, it keeps the recording for 16 hours until I upload it to a databank.
Oh, I have 16 hours of hard drive footage I can record?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, sweet. Let's make a note of that. 16 hours of video minus 1 hour of failed surgery.
I just keep handing him the tools backwards. He tries to cut with the wrong end of the scalpel.
Well, what I want to ask is, if you need a 15 DC for a med pack, what's the DC for surgery?
The DC was 20, I believe. But I'm checking to see if we can do it again.
I was going to say, you failed it by 11? Damn it, we're losing the patient. Rawls insisting you should have took that kidney when it was still fresh. Harvest the organs for credits. All we can do now, Doctor. That'd be awesome.
And we are in a commercial medical facility, so we have a buyer right there.
No shit. And a disposal for the buy. We'll take her mission. And her credits. And her identity. And
She fought valiantly.
just continue with her mission for Alderaan, but still make out everyone we
We'll
meet
make
like
sure
she's
they
alive.
build a statue for her that'll last 1,000 years. Ha ha.
Yeah.
Okay, this might be
And the
painful. How many bonuses did you say I get?
You tell me. You get 2 for your surgery kit, right?
I think so, or it might just
He's got the
allow
surgery
me.
kit, but he's got the facility bonus, right? And that, I think, is your dictation.
It should be right there in description under surgery. It should talk about having a proper.
Yeah, surgery kit is just needed, so it actually doesn't provide a bonus, but the medical kit does, but it's also for treat injury specifically. I don't know if it applies for surgery.
Yeah, because you're using
Surgery a
medical stuff all
feat
over.
skill?
No, it says +2 the medical interface visor. That would help, but do I have it?
Yeah, that would be the type of thing that's here in the facility, using their gadgets. There's the console
Okay, that
and the
gives a
visor.
+2.
You guys are both wearing visors, and like I said, you paid through the nose for like state of the art stuff. This is a commercial facility, so if there's buyable gear like a visor and stuff, they have it here, and that's what you're renting, not just a bed and a pan to catch the blood.
Yeah, so +2 from medical interface visor.
Pan to Raul sneaking out with one of those lunchbox red and white coolers, got a heart and a couple kidneys in it, and he's making his way. Off to the black market we go.
And +4 still wouldn't do it. So she would then take her threshold in damage. If she reaches 0, she dies.
Really?
Yep.
Murderer!
Is it possible to take 10? I mean, it says you can't. It doesn't say you can't take 10 on a surgery check.
Considering the scope of the consequences of failing and making this happen, no, I like this. It causes as many problems as it solves. Like, I know you want your character to do well or whatever, but I think it's for purposes right now. The droid asks you when you guys, he sees the shoulders slump, and all the machines are just stop giving numbers and all kinds of flatlining, and all the numbers kind of go to 0. He makes that, oh no, the R2 noise, the woo, and the head goes down. He backs up a square, kind of beeps at you and asks,
Do you want him to keep recording?
Oh.
Stop the camera, stop the camera. The rise and fall of Dr. Leth's career, So, search the body? What, too soon? Kill the blaster, kill the scalpel? No?
Oh, I already searched her before she was even on the table, as soon as she was unconscious. And he's like, you're going to help me heal her. I was like, okay.
Okay, well, we have a newly fresh stopped heart, worth so many credits, a couple kidneys, a liver, a spleen, and brain death in about 4 minutes. What do you want to do there, Ron?
Check to see if she's got a donor card.
Well, let's just say the droid could provide her with documents that say so, but it's really the doc's call. Before we get too dirty here, Doc. I know it's going through your mind. Oh, we'll carry on her fight, and her kidneys will go to save children and get us credits.
Well, the last question there, I guess, to save my reputation is she doesn't happen to have force points, does she?
Oh, yeah. That's not a bad idea. My reputation's on the line. Excellent call there. What about you using force points? I'm surprised you didn't.
I didn't really think I needed to.
A destiny point? Can't you say that a character's like, damn you, using up my destiny point just for some, even though I know you're going to be like...
If my destiny point would do it, sure.
That's funny. She's totally coded. We're all like slumped shoulders. The droid stops recording, missing the miracle where you decide... why? It doesn't get any easier. And then the player uses a destiny point.
No, this is not happening.
Yeah, no, damn you. Start the CPR. Like on an open chest. I mean, like you're literally pushing into the organs everywhere, Destiny. Your destiny.
100 with my hand.
He's his famous word. Yes, massaging the. No, you must live. You must live. Gives it a couple licks for good luck, squeezing the heart.
Just spits on his hand and starts massaging her heart.
Yeah, it's like you know they do the thing.
Doing heart and lungs for that while making some like chemical concoction with a needle of his like left foot.
Yeah. Since I only have 3 fingers on my Arcanian hand, I've used to use my prehensile toes for mixing concoctions. And no, that's awesome. I totally think this is one of those decisions that it's in Jay's hands, and there's Rawl with a kidney raised but still attached, scalpel ready, harvesting credits,
pulling organ storage containers off the shelf.
All right.
We'll take them with us. You
Jay?
never know; it's a form of currency somewhere.
Let's divide this up and get through this together, gentlemen. Jay, go ahead.
He's filling out the donor card.
Are we having a good time?
Oh, we love D20s. We all do.
Yes. Here we go.
There's only a few sides of the D20 we don't like.
Okay. She, medium human, non-heroic 1. She has a single non-heroic level, but technically she has stats, so that's promising. And right now she's, wounded as hell. When you discovered her, she was all the way down the condition track, which is different than the hit point track. It's like regular -1, -2, -5, -10, and you're unconscious. She's all the way down to like -10. She's in bad shape. She had a blaster pistol on her combat jumpsuit, a comlink, a data pad, which we were hacking for stuff, and 50 credits in it that the droid took for, compensation. But technically she has a level. She doesn't have her own force points, and she doesn't have her own destiny points. So you guys would have to burn yours, if it's possible, to save her.
Well, there's 2 options then.
Okay.
Force points, they're technically worded as just taking a free action. They don't really say anywhere whether you have to declare beforehand or after. We've been using you have to declare before making the roll, but...
Okay, that's good to know.
So if I was to use a force point, I could then...
Hang on, a free action means you can do it any time in your turn, but you still got to say you're using it. Like, when they say it's a free action, they're talking about swift, free, move, standard. So they're saying what kind of action it is to burn one. But you'd still have to declare it. I don't know about the before or after bit. It's probably before. But anyway, sorry, what about the destiny points?
The destiny point, it doesn't really say anything like reroll a skill check, but it does say that I could take damage that would otherwise harm another character within my reach.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That'd do it.
There you go. So, failing the surgery, instead of her taking her threshold damage, you slice your own arm? Carotid artery?
I noticed that Rawl was about to, help me in the wrong way, so I jump in front of the way and end up taking a bleed and take a point or something. I don't know.
Way to roll play your crappy roll onto the guy that actually made his aid another roll. Nothing wrong with his rolls. Blames you. No, damn it, man. Slap. What? That's awesome. Yeah, I'll allow it. Rules as written, it just says she's within reach, and you could take the damage. So you fail the surgery. Okay, that I can't fix. But the woman is still in that quasi-stable condition. She doesn't take the threshold. You're competent enough with your destiny point to not hurt her worse. You know what I mean? But the surgery doesn't help her, so she won't die out on the table. Fair enough?
Okay, just means another hour.
Right. Now,
assuming I don't go unconscious from the damage.
Can you re-roll a surgery check? Can you do more surgery? Are you allowed to?
As far as I know, it says nothing about not being able to.
Okay, just the time constraint.
All right. So she takes her own damage threshold. Now, as a with 2 hit points and a threshold of 1, you're not going to take a lot of damage. So, Al, she's delicate. You're not. You're good. So you take 1 threshold damage from your mighty 18 plus con and dig in.
Damn it, we've got this!
If you could bring her back from all the flatlinings recording, your career's made. Right? Tell the droid to keep rolling. All right. Yes, it will.
Okay, now comes the fourth.
Should I give another aid another roll?
Yeah. If you
yes,
guys
please.
Let's get in there.
That'll do.
There you go. 15.
Nice.
Force point, I believe you just said. Let's have a D6 first from Dr. Leth.
I'm Dr. Escaleth. I don't always perform surgery on the station, but when I do...
That's a good roll.
4. Out of D6, not bad. Put some force into it. And your treat injury surgery roll, doctor.
Should I include the +2 from the medical visor?
Of course. And the medical kit, whatever it gives.
Yay!
Oh, I was on a 1 for so long, and it rolls to 13.
It really did.
Triumphantly.
Very nice.
Give us that roll there, Jay. Speak it proudly.
Treat injury, 22. +4 from my other thing, so 26.
26 is your lucky number. It did so well with the intimidation against the doctor.
Plus
Now
my aid another.
28. You've saved her, Doctor. The droid gets excited. All the equipment comes back online, starts registering beeps and blips and numbers, and she actually gains consciousness and reaches up and goes, "Thank you, Doctor." It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
That's awesome.
Pulls off the gloves and just leaves her there, still open.
The
on the
movie
table.
moment. Yeah, you just like done, walk away. She's still open on the table.
Yep. She's good. She's good. You guys are shaking hands with each other and pat each other on the back. She's gonna be okay. Everybody leaves. Just pan out the camera. You know, they turn out lights and the camera's just, the equipment's still going. Doot, 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 you know, still there on the table. So anyway, 2 hours. And still only 6 credits counted on Merrick's account.
6.
2 hours later, you're sure she'll pull through. You finish up and can get her out of surgery. There's no real sort of post here, so you guys can get equipment to like wrap her up and take her back to her room so she can rest and heal there.
Okay.
You know?
And I will pay for the use of the medical facilities.
Okay, so it's 200.
Yep.
And you guys had to sort of like double down on the supplies because you used 2 hours worth of stuff.
Yep.
So medical, let's say it's like 50 credits per medical round, right? So it would actually cost you like a total of like 300 credits.
Okay. And
add it to Maya's bill. We spent 300 credits to save your life.
Yeah, I'm also going to take the rest of that grand and see if how much are med packs? They're 500, right? But maybe she'll negotiate. Give you $1,000 for the surgery for the surgery fees and 2 med packs, please.
Actually, would it be possible to combine that remaining with a little bit of mine so we can buy one of these medical visors? I think they were a bit beyond me at the character creation, but they're very helpful.
Just walks out with it still on. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
They expect you to take them.
Yeah, they're like those 3D glasses at the end of the movie. Some people put them back in the box, and some people go home with them. No, I mean you're gonna need them for the next movie, right? It's in 3D.
True.
God. Sorry, how much are the visors in the book? 500?
The visors are 1,000 credits.
1,000 credits. Okay, that's brand new. These are used.
Yeah.
You could even bitch, these are used! Take them off your own brow. But these are used, Doctor. Surely I can discount. Alright. So you guys want to persuade her to sell you medical equipment that she needs to use every day here. You know what I mean? Because it's not like gauzes and stuff that you guys burn through at 50 credits. You want to remove equipment from her. You know what I mean? She only has 2.
Okay.
And there's parts, you know. So if you guys want to like talk her into buying one, go, can we have this or whatever?
I will try my best to talk her into buying it.
Okay. And you guys want to aid another? Now, up to 2 people can aid. I'm surprised you guys didn't rope the doctor herself into helping you with the surgery.
Oh, I never even
She
thought of
wasn't
that.
in the room. Had she been there, definitely.
Then I would have got to do those great lines of the nurse going, "Doctor, are you okay?"
Yeah.
Nurse Fenn.
And I will try to aid another.
It wasn't a good roll, but I got good pluses, so.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah,
and he
solid
helps.
So what did you
Oh,
I got 17. His aid another brings me up to 19 on the persuasion.
get? Oh, okay. I thought Dr. Leth was the one asking to buy them.
Okay, well then we can switch it around. He got 21 and I give him 2 to make it 23. That does make sense because he's the one who wants the visor. I just wanted to replenish my med pack supplies while I was at a medical supply
we'll
place.
consider the switching of roles a DM gratis favor that I'm going to cash in later when you guys start bitching about something I'm unfamiliar with and I have to give up the tough love. So remember this favor. All right.
well, if I can't have your kidneys.
I will roll percentage, and this is the lower the percentage, like obviously, like she just bought them yesterday, last week kind of thing. The higher the percentage, the older they are. So you get this percentage off because they are used.
96%
Oh
off.
Sorry, what I meant to say was this is the value of the. We're going to cash that favor now. She wants you to pay 96% of the value. Shit. 4% is what, 40
creds.
40 creds. Oh my god.
Yeah, she'll sell the broken pair.
So many people that still actually respect this game are gonna just email the crap out of Rollmongers and just, why are you doing that? You're letting them get away with murder. No.
Everything has a price tag.
You
There's
have
no such
to-
thing
yeah,
as free.
You have to, says the guy with the bag of credits that he quickly got when everyone left the gambling room.
I think a good balance would be this. You gave us the persuasion switch, so we'll give you the percentage switch.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Then it balances.
she was pretty much.
See?
Yeah. I was gonna say. Well, that's why I was joking. Can I have it now? 96 percent, but it should. Sorry, I kind of screwed up. What should happen? It should be in percentage chunks, like 5%, 10%. 4% either way doesn't do anything. So basically, she's going to give you like 10% off. So you
That's
pay,
fair enough.
So you pay 900
Reported at
credits.
full price. That's fine.
900 credits. So 300 for the use, 900 for the visor, and another 50 for the Wi-Fi connection for the droid upload because, Wi-Fi in the universe isn't free. No, just kidding.
Hey, I didn't say you could upload.
You're just doing it automatically. I'm a free will droid. When's my last mind wipe? You said, no. I'll do what I want. He's got his own space tube page, from his last owner. His last master was all like one of those space bloggers,
This master has me doing rebellion stuff live on R4s.
R4 is the cameraman, so you never see him. You just see the old master, and you guys are like going through the tapes going, it's Z-Box Product, and I'm here down at Zelzone Station. I'm going to sell my droid. I'm totally broke. My channel dropped ratings like you wouldn't believe. I need to sell my droid now. And then you see the camera kind of go, what? And you just see him go up, and there's like that up close chest shot of him reaching over the droid, clicking it off, and there's like static, because they unplug him and sells him to sand. That was the last recording, so there actually was footage on your droid. All right, so 900 and 300 is the magical number of 1,200 credits, guys. Who's got them? Take them off.
I got $1,000, and you can make up the difference, Aska, for your visor, and then we'll just tack that on to Maya's bill.
Okay,
so that's 200 off of mine, right?
Okay. Now,
and that way I don't have to change anything.
The doctor, has cameras. She watched the surgery, like from the main area. There's cameras in the medical bay so that undisturbed people can witness or people can monitor alien surgery, that type of thing. Not that she's recording
the gallery.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Well, maybe she's recording it, but anyway.
Well, yeah, I guess that's true.
However,
she wouldn't mention that.
When you guys come into the room and Merrick and Pozer get waved back in because we're leaving.
Darth Vader's there.
Yeah.
Merrick,
it's actually you that notice her, watching a screen and talking to you guys, and she's got you just kind of lean over and she's got security cams, and you see the room now empty that they were operating in. So she's been watching the whole time. And this is like a relay thing. Like she might actually have recorded footage of your faces as well as the surgery. All innocent.
Kill her.
No, all innocent, of course. She doesn't know you guys are wanted. She's wanted by the, Imperial or whatever. They're just, doctor looking in, professional courtesy. The entire place is privately owned, so there's security running 24/7. She just flipped onto a channel that was already, 24/7 recording just to watch the surgery. Got the popcorn. She loves Grey's Anatomy. Leth's Anatomy. Her favorite show now. It's all intense when it flatlines, and then it's, you guys come in. She's got the hanky. Oh, it's such a good episode. But perceptionally speaking, it is Merrick that notices her that she's saw the room. What do you want to do? These guys are haggling about buying a visor or something.
Can I actually just go over the console and see if she was recording it?
Well, to give you guys an actual who's what where, these guys are, standing in front of said console, and you came in the room and you're kind of on the side. This is what helped you notice. And she's standing up here on the center. So you want to come all the way around and step up on the stairs with your big ass self and excuse me.
Ah.
But these are the monitors that she's looking at, and the control is right in front of her, and right under Rolf's nose is the actual monitor.
I was just going over the data here and the records of what your patient and the machines were hooked up to.
I could not help but notice you have good pixels, good DPI on your monitors.
Dr. Fenn looks at you curiously and says,
I have to back this up for the medical logs.
On your security camera.
Yes, all of my equipment is state-of-the-art. The security cam system.
She says, pointing down.
Not just the medical facilities, but the entire facility grid has been upgraded from the original.
I also like monitor. You have sound integral?
I don't think I could have, without backing up the footage.
Yes, gentlemen, you all heard her say security cam system, pointing down in front of her.
I trust you won't be sharing any of this footage with anyone, breach of client confidentiality and all that.
Well, only in the professional circles, I assure you.
She says,
That was quite amazing, Dr. Leth. I wish you had included me on hand. If we could speak later, over dinner,
she says, fluttering some eyes at you.
I would not be adverse to a possible partnership here at Douglas Medical Supplies. Your skills would prove to be a most valued asset, Doctor. Perhaps you could leave the party, settle down with me, and Jay could start playing a completely new character. Or perhaps Dr. Leth could join the party later, and we could have little Dr. Leths, a whole bunch of them, and the droid can nursemaid them. And we can make medical history right here on Zelzon Station.
Because that's the name of the show, Zelzon Station. Can I actually have a perception roll from the doctor? Rolled by the doctor. 50. Okay. The fact that she's subtly hitting on you while offering you a position here permanently is not lost on you. It'd be funny if it was, but it's not. And yes, I see that it was 1,500 credits, not 1,000 for the visor. So 90% of that, or 10% off of that is, we'll rework that. You were saying, Doctor?
Unfortunately, I would love to join you for dinner, but I don't think I can. I don't believe I can stay. There are other places I need to attend. That said, would it be possible for that video to be slightly edited?
Doctor? I know you used our facility, but...
Persuasion?
Trying to.
Trying to persuade? Maybe you'd ask her that after dinner. You'll give you +2.
Ooh.
That's your
that'd be
5. She looks at you suspiciously.
I don't understand. Why would you want me to do that? This is a legitimate surgery, Doctor, with a legitimate emergency patient.
For patient confidentiality, would it be possible to blur out the faces? The actual procedure itself should be fine.
Why would you want me to blur out your faces, Doctor? All of your papers cleared. There's nothing amiss. Surely you want credit for this procedure.
Oh yeah, about those documentation rolls. She never stopped you guys from admitting the patient, and she has the documents here, so our slicing droid seemed to hold things up on his end well enough. But now seems to become a little suspicious of your motives of why you'd suddenly want, not only to turn her down for dinner, but
I didn't turn her down for dinner.
You said you'd like to, but you gotta go. And could you blur out all our faces? Just a little suspicious.
No, I said that I would like to join her for dinner, but I wouldn't be able to stay in the place.
He shows up for dinner with his
I
face
wouldn't
blurred.
join her working in this company.
Oh, okay. It'd be great if you could show up for dinner with your face blurred, though, so no one sees you dating her. All right, sorry. So, eyeing you guys a little suspiciously. Pozer.
Yes.
Merrick, our tactician, seems a little bit distracted with the reality of icy tech. This could be bad. The doctor's handling it. Goes back to counting his credits. You notice the doctor, her entire posture changes. Now, this is something I would normally shoot at Raul, but because you have a side view, okay, it's you that notices the hand that goes under to the security button, and she's like,
I would have to HoloNet mail you back and forth about the specifics.
She says testingly, Pozer, hand on the button.
I can't write a report on that just from the raw data from the medical equipment and what the camera saw.
Oh. Why is your hand on the button? You really aren't going to do that, are you?
Her head jerks to the side looking at Pozer, and you guys all notice, the proverbial arm at the undersided position. And the Oscar goes to... Well, you give him some props, guys. He worked on that for the entire game. The entire game while you guys were role-playing last week. Jay was quietly waiting for his turn and, writing up this big intimidation speech, which we had to stop the game, but I got out of him later.
That was some grade A brow reading.
There you go.
It was pretty awesome.
You sure showed her. Felt like an episode of Grey's Anatomy.
There you go.
Right. Well, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. You love me. You really love me.
I wish you would let me scrub in so I could witness it firsthand.
Yeah, say that. Oh,
Just did.
You said it to me, Jeff, annoyed. Say it to the doctor like you really want to bone him. You just watched him do an awesome surgery.
I wish you would let me scrub in so I could witness your feats firsthand. Sorry.
And the Tony goes to the line.
What?
To the line.
I wish you had let me scrub in so I could witness... Blah! Blah! That's all I'm getting. Hold on.
Takes years to make a music album. Now you know why.